What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Pitchside with Parker. Thank you for joining me on this fine Footy Friday. You already know what it is. If you've been around here before, you know what these videos are about. We're looking forward to the weekend. I'm going to give you all the best games to watch, how to watch them, and a short preview of each one for Saturday and Sunday. We've got an awesome week coming up. There's a ton of cup games. We got a Copa del Rey final, a lot of FA Cup action as well. MLS is back this weekend. There's Challenge Cup on tonight as you're watching this. I believe Everton and Spurs played this afternoon as you're watching this. Honestly, in the future, I may have to adjust this because starting these on Friday almost limits the games I can pick from on Saturday and Sunday. So of course, before we get too far in the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and smash that like button before we even get started into these previews, because that's what we do on this channel. And also shout out to all the new subscribers around here. I know I've seen that a few people coming around and see that number keep ticking up. We're on that road to 500, so keep that going. But I hope y'all have had a good week. I hope y'all are doing well, staying healthy, doing all right. I know there's a lot of BS in the world going on right now, so I hope that you're finding some outlets, you're finding a little bit of peace somewhere in something. Anyway, it has been a pretty slow week on the channel, I'll be honest. I didn't put out a ton of content, but I did spend a lot of time making my NWSL Week 1 recap, which was really interesting. There was a lot to talk about the NWSL, so definitely check that out if you haven't already. Also, just so y'all know, I will be streaming on Sunday morning, so Arsenal men's and women's play at like the exact same time. The kickoffs are only offset by half an hour. So instead of trying to watch both at the same time and make reviews for both of them, I'm just gonna do a stream after those games in the morning. I will give my thoughts on all the Arsenal games. If you're an Arsenal fan, you look forward to those reviews, certainly come through for that stream. Make sure you got the post notifications on. And I would love to have everybody else there too. I mean, there will be lots more to talk about besides Arsenal, but that is where I will cover that this week. And that will be kind of my stream for the weekend. So definitely tune in for that on Sunday morning. Probably going to be around 11 or 11:30, but I will get that up and scheduled soon, and just make sure you have those post notifications on and you will be able to see it. But we're going to be back today with Footy Friday as always, and we can get into it. So starting on Saturday, there weren't too many great offerings early in the morning. So we're going to start at 9:30 in the Bundesliga, and I'm going with Bayern versus Wolfsburg. Last week, I picked out Wolfsburg as well. They ended up playing a 4-3 thriller with Frankfurt. So yeah, this team has the capacity to score some goals for sure, although they are typically known more for their defensive prowess. But I don't really know what to expect out of Bayern here, honestly, because their season, in a way, is over. Yes, they still have to at least win a few more games to win the Bundesliga title, but that is more or less wrapped up. And then they're out of the cup. They're out of the Champions League now. So Bayern are kind of in a weird spot here. And I think Wolfsburg might be catching them in a good moment. If there's a time to play Bayern, perhaps it is now. Also without Robert Lewandowski, of course. And there is that slight chance that if Wolfsburg were to pull an upset here and get a full 3 points against Bayern, it would maybe give Leipzig just a little bit of hope. There are a couple interesting Bundesliga games in this window, but I'm going with this one. It will be at 9:30. ESPN Plus, as with all of the Bundesliga. And in the midday is when we start getting into our cup action. So City versus Chelsea is the FA Cup semi-final. This one is going to be very interesting. This could be a potential Champions League final preview, with those two teams advancing to the semifinals in that competition as well. But here they are matched up with each other in the semis, and Man City are still in that hunt for the epic quadruple that could still be on for them and be one of really the greatest feats that we've ever seen in English football, I think. I get the feeling that this is going to be another one of those scenarios where City's depth is really going to pay it forward for them in this competition. They will have the ability to rotate some players out from Champions League if they had tired legs and still put out a very competitive lineup. I don't know that Chelsea have quite that same luxury. Bottom line, these are two of the best teams in Europe right now, and we get to see them in a semifinal before they could potentially meet up again. It should be a blast to watch. This is probably the highlight of Saturday, and it is at 12:30 on ESPN Plus. Now, as we get into the afternoon on Saturday, we will move from a cup semifinal into a cup final, and that is Athletic Club versus Barcelona, 3:30, and it is the Copa del Rey final. Athletic Club played in the Copa del Rey final from 2020 a couple weekends ago. And you have to remember that last year in that 2020 Cup run, Athletic Club beat Barcelona en route to the final. And this year in the Spanish Supercopa, Athletic Club beat Barcelona 3-2 in the final. So this matchup has had a lot of history in the Cups recently. I remember talking to my friend Vic when the final got drawn, and I was saying, hey, you got a chance for some revenge. He was like, man, I'm sick of playing these guys. But Barca will be looking to bounce back from their loss in El Clasico, and Athletic Club certainly will be looking to bounce back from their loss in the previous Copa del Rey final from a couple weeks back. That is at 3:30 Eastern time, Saturday afternoon, and it's on ESPN Plus. Once again, you're really gonna get your money's worth this weekend if you're a subscriber. You might want to start the free trial if you don't have it already. So now we'll move on to Sunday. Sunday is super busy in the morning. It starts bright and early, 8 a.m. with a Women's Champions League rescheduling here between Lyon and PSG. This is one of those games that in the women's game, it really shakes the earth. I mean, there are reverberations around the world from however this game goes down. PSG won the first matchup in the league, and then Lyon won the first leg in this tie, so they are up 1-0 heading into this one, but the second leg got postponed because Lyon has been dealing with a lot of COVID issues. They had a big outbreak in their team. So this game has been put on hold for a couple of weeks because the quarterfinals have been over in the Women's Champions League for a while now. And this is just the last game that they have to play before they can move on to the next round. So as always, this will be a fascinating tie. I'm not totally sure what the COVID status is of Lyon. I'm pretty sure they're still gonna play this game because they've already pushed it back so far. They need to get it in, but I still do think that there are some players, if I remember right from the women's international break, that are still dealing with those COVID protocols. So that could level the playing field a little bit for PSG. And either way, this should be a fantastic fixture. It is at 8 a.m. beIN Sports or Fanatis is the way to watch this one. I know that it can be a little clouded sometimes with these Women's Champions League games, but that is where you can see this one. And then shortly after that one, still on Sunday morning, we've got Atalanta and Juventus in Serie A at 9 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Serie A, the title race is basically over at this point. Inter are starting to run away with it. They're 11 points ahead of second place, and they're not going to get caught. However, the top four race is very hot. Juventus and Atalanta are on 61 and 62 points, and Napoli is nipping at their heels with 59, trying to jump into that top four for Champions League. So this is a very important game in terms of the Serie A standings. Juventus will be doing all they can to avoid dropping out of the top four, because for a club like Juventus to not be in the Champions League, that would be pretty remarkable. But there is a chance of that this season, a very real chance of it, because they have blown some opportunities in the league. And so this is a huge matchup for both teams. It should be an entertaining game. And like I said, 9 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN Plus for that big Serie A matchup. So there will be a nice little gap between those big games in the morning on Sunday. And then the next game I'm going to feature, which is the other FA Cup semifinal, and is Leicester versus Southampton. That game isn't until 1:30. Be sure to catch my stream. Before that, I will be streaming after the Arsenal games wrap up around 11 o'clock. So definitely tune in for that. And we will preview this little Leicester versus Southampton tie in that stream as well. But these are teams going in very different directions. Leicester are still hanging on, still fighting for top four. They've been able to maintain their form through lots of different injuries. Right now, it's Kelechi Iheanacho who's been the man of the hour for them. He's been scoring for fun recently, and I mean, Southampton are going to have to be very concerned about him. Meanwhile, injuries hit Southampton and they went in the complete opposite direction. Do y'all remember there was a point in the season where Southampton were top of the Premier League? Do y'all remember that? Because I remember that because Arsenal were in 15th, and then Arsenal lost to Southampton in the FA Cup. So this could have been us playing Leicester, but I digress. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that there's probably going to be some bad blood from that 9-0. Just still hanging over a little bit. I mean, I know that's kind of the running joke, is that you can't get through talking about these two teams without mentioning that scoreline. But let's be honest, that's motivation. You never know. Magic of the Cup, they'll be at Wembley. And like I said, 1:30 for this game, and it will be, like all the other Cup games, on ESPN+. So last but certainly not least, 3 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday afternoon. MLS is back. Yes, I know MLS is coming back, I guess, tonight as you're watching this, but I did want to throw one game in, and because I usually do like morning or afternoon games, this game fit the best. It is Inter Miami versus LA Galaxy. Shall we call it the David Beckham derby, perhaps? East Coast versus West Coast. I mean, you can't ask for anything more on the opening weekend. I'd be lying to y'all if I told you I could give you an in-depth preview of either of these teams, because I am not the closest follower of MLS. But nonetheless, as I look through the fixtures this week, this one did stand out to me a little bit. And hey, it's on ABC, which, as I've said a couple times before in these, anytime we got soccer on a major network, it's a big deal. So that wraps it up for this week. I mean, y'all have a feast to watch through. You really do. I mean, even beyond just the games I listed, there will be MLS at night. There's been all this CONCACAF Champions League, UWCL. This month has just, for an avid soccer fan, absolutely insane. But I hope this gave you a little preview for the weekend. I hope you got you excited for a few games here and there. As I said, be sure to come through for that stream on Sunday morning. Should be a good time. I've really been enjoying the streams, but I need y'all to show up to make it fun, because I gotta have that interaction, and it will be a good time. So with that said, that is going to be all for this one. Be sure to like this video if you didn't already, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.